Hello, it's Chris Weckelo again, coming to you once again from this shaded grove of eucalyptus trees here in Lake Forest, California. I thought it appropriate to give a little bit provide a little bit more of, provide a bit more background information about myself, given that I'm starting had started this TikTok channel or page or what have you, and thought it kind of once again appropriate to provide a bit of background information about myself. I was born and raised, as I had mentioned in previous videos, in Salisbury, Massachusetts, and am now a resident of Southern California. I am currently unemployed, and I should admit that because I understand, as I would anticipate and as I would expect, of course, that that will come up with various through various people who might end up following me or watching my videos, so forth, about employment and about work history. And so I just thought I would get that out of the way. Just tidying up here a bit, not the cleanest today, but not quite as presentable. But so I had formerly been involved in education. I had tutored special needs students in a private practice, in a special needs tutoring private practice years ago. One of my parents had been involved in real estate, and I was involved in property maintenance and collecting rents in things of that nature, and taking garbage and so forth from apartments that my father owned, and helping him to dispose of that as well, to the appropriate areas and other. Pardon me, arm is getting a little bit tired. But things of that nature, and I had even for 3 years I had delivered and was paid to deliver Meals on Wheels, and I did a lot of other. God, excuse my collar. Did a lot of volunteer work, partly with the Salisbury, Massachusetts Historical Society, which I had helped to organize, sort out, categorize, and log their collection of historical artifacts. And upon visiting actually my parents in Salisbury, Massachusetts at the beginning of 2023, I had delivered actually a presentation, a lecture at the Historical Society as well. And I had also been involved with, as I had mentioned in one of my previous videos, in living history groups, reenactment groups, years ago in the 5th New Hampshire Volunteers, the 6th Massachusetts Militia, and the 20th Maine. And through the 6th Massachusetts, I had been involved in cleaning up and maintaining historic cemeteries, and fundraising events for their organization and for historic preservation, and living history events, of course, with that group and with all the other groups. And I excuse me for once again for droning on, but and had also, let me jog my memory here a little bit. I had done other forms of volunteer work too, even a little bit with the Salisbury, Massachusetts Chamber of Commerce and things. I'm going to switch arms here once again, pardon me, with the Salisbury, Massachusetts Chamber of Commerce, and that was through my departed maternal aunt, Maria Miles, who was involved in it, and she kind of brought me into the fold a bit. And excuse me, and in California here, I had worked a few different jobs in a factory, at a supermarket, and did a bit of writing for a couple different organizations, very, very briefly. But I'm currently receiving Social Security, which it's not something that's very shameful, extremely shameful, but Nevertheless, I'm not the proudest of it, and it's not something that I want to continue receiving for the rest of my life. I don't want to, but it is somewhat helpful, and just given my circumstances, and I'm mildly on the autism, or have mild autism, and also PTSD from various things, including, well, just without going into any of the specifics, or of course not, naming specific people or locations, but there was much earlier on in my life, and it was not with a member of my family, but there had been sexual molestation, and which I once again am not going to delve into at all, but not going to provide any particulars of, and then quite a bit of bigotry throughout my life that I've faced, having a substantial amount, a good deal of Southern Italian and Sicilian ancestry, and it hasn't been the easiest throughout a lot of my life, throughout most of it, because of these circumstances. And then autism, mild autism, didn't make it a lot easier, and eye contact is just gotten a little bit harder because of both autism and PTSD throughout the years. And that's all. And and that is partly why I wear the sunglasses, but not that's not the entire reason. I do want to protect my eyes from the sun and so forth, but it's part of the reason. So I thought, thought that some of this would, or all of this, I should say, excuse me, would be helpful, because people will, people following people in social media, of course, are curious who they are, what they're doing, and that comes up invariably. And kind of your worth is your work, unfortunately, and that's how we're judged in the world today, and especially in U.S. society. That's just the way it is. If you haven't accomplished something, if you haven't achieved something, if you haven't built a career, if you're not a doctor, a lawyer, an attorney, an engineer, a scientist, an inventor of some type, or an Elon Musk of sorts, and I hesitate to bring up famous people's names. I don't want to be sued, but if that's part of the society we live in, and I'm pretty confident that there are certain folks that judge me along those lines too, and that is their choice, that's their prerogative, that's their right, but I don't need to view myself in that particular fashion either, or as well. But the purpose of this channel is going to be primarily to provide content, deliver presentations, deliver monologue, deliver lectures, if you will, impromptu, kind of informal, non-professional lectures about history, genealogy, genetics, DNA tests, excuse me again here, DNA tests, culture, travel, topics here and there of race and ethnicity, and I also have interests in film and philosophy and literature, and well, as many people do. I'm not unique in that. I understand that, of course, and maybe even I had thought as well that just because people do in YouTube and these sorts of platforms, TikTok, like this platform and so forth, do share their experiences, their personal views, their insights, and so forth. I thought that this might be a good way to share, even if they might not be the most valuable to certain people, or to many people at all, just certain insights that I've developed in my life, and maybe if I can share some of my experiences and some of the insights that I have drawn from them, and conclusions which I've drawn from them, from those experiences, that if I can share them, and my experiences can help other people, then so be it. That would be wonderful, as well as just kind of if I were not to achieve much else in my life, and I'm hoping to. I have many ideas, actually, for books, for scripts. I'm wanting to become an actor here in California, and I have attended filmings including through Central Casting, including for the series Dexter: Original Sin. And I have interest in the National Park Service, possibly volunteering or becoming a ranger with them. I have many different ideas, professional genealogy work, but if I were not to accomplish any of my ideas, and who knows, perhaps I won't, that maybe at the very least I can create these videos, share my experiences, share the history, genealogy, etc., and help people that way, and leave some kind of a legacy after I'm gone through social media. So in essence, that is coming to the point of the summation of what I'm hoping to achieve, and what this channel and what the purpose of the channel will be. So on that note, I'm going to end a little bit earlier today, and I wish you all well. All right, have a good evening. Bye.